Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fields and Skylines. Let's play Farming Simulator 22, Silver Run Forest. First off, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for watching. I am your host, Fields and Skylines, and today we are starting a new series. No worries, the other two series are still going. I just thought doing this series would be a nice breakup of the other two farming series. Um, We are on Silverrun Forest. I do want to say that this will be a logging adventure. Uh, there will be very little farming. Um, and this episode in itself, there'll be very little logging. Uh, I'm going to collect that little collectible. It gave us $50,000 because there's not a lot of collectibles. I will collect collectibles from time to time. I know there are a few. I've played this map once for a little bit and didn't have a lot of success because I wasn't very good. Uh, so I started to watch other people play, including uh, Farmer Cop and um, a virtual farmer, I think his name is. I want to look that up just so that I get these right. So please bear with me. So Diggerwin, Farmer Cop, AF Farms is the fellow's name of another person I watch doing some of the logging. And so some of the concepts you'll see me doing, I saw from them when they played this map, or just how they do some logging to make things a little easier. So as you noticed, I've started off on the medium difficulty. I have $1.5 million. We currently do not own any land. We do not own any vehicles. And there's a reason for my madness. So I'm going to pull up the map here shortly. This area right here, by the way, is what you would normally start with. Um, as you can see, I have precision farming turned off on this map. So when you play normal, you start off with um, 32, 33, and 36, and then some equipment. So that's great, but that's not necessarily for me. And on this game playthrough, this Let's Play, I have a few goals. My first goal is to build the roller coaster and ride it. To do that, we need to deliver um, production materials to this roller coaster. So that means that this will be a pretty production heavy, logging heavy series. We at some point will probably own almost all of the productions on the map, and we'll even need to build one of our own. My second goal for this game is to own and build a boat or a yacht, I think they call it at the boatyard. You don't have to own the boatyard to deliver materials to it and see one launched, but end of day, I think I want to own and build the boatyard. So those are my two like end game type of goals. And in doing that, we're going to probably own almost all the productions on the map, um, which will mean that it's going to be a little time consuming. And so I've been trying to think about where do we want to start. Now, this map, even though it's logging and it's not really farm, I mean, there are a few farm fields over here, and then there's like another one over here that we could do, and there'll even be some farming missions from time to time. As you can see, spraying. Um, there are also three new mission types in this game. Deadwood is one of them. Rock breaking, and I don't know if that's the exact name, but you basically break up rocks on someone's land, and then the third one is moving pre-cut wood to one of the sawmills for them. So that is some of the missions that we might partake. But I don't plan on doing any farming whatsoever on this map. So I am going to actually go and buy a truck because that is one of the vehicles we will need to own. So I am going to visit the vehicle shop, and it won't let me visit the vehicle shop because I'm on the wrong screen. All right, there we go. And the first thing I'm going to do is buy a pickup truck, um, and talk about land. So we need to basically build our area where we're going to store our vehicles and um, things like that. And we have a lot of options, and I'm going to show some of those options by driving around the map. And in doing so, um, it's kind of like a map tour, so to speak. So it is that. So I'm going to buy the this truck. It's going to have a flatbed back. Um, let me just. There we go. Um, I don't know. I'm just kind of looking for what I like and making it look a little newer. So I think, yeah, keep it going. I'm going to go with that. We are going to go with plastic latches and stirrups. Gives us that little step up. And then we have to make the windows tinted. Definitely want a large brush thing since we will be doing logging. I don't think we need the beacon lights. And then I just want to change the color. I am not a black fan of black vehicles. They fade, show dirt. It's awful. Dark gray, kind of the same as black, but not quite as bad as the. And I like one tone. I don't like having two tone. And then I think the rest is okay. Let's go ahead. I don't know what the panel color means. Is that what's in there? Is that like supposed to be like wood grain, maybe? Yeah, I think that's okay. Rim color license plate. Perfect. So we're gonna buy this for a grand total of $29,450. And now we need to get a back on it. So there's two choices that, like, I mean, I could do um, either of these. I'm probably going to go with this one. You can put boxes on. This one you can't. So I think I want to do the one with the boxes. Uh, Standard for now. Wait, did I grab the wrong one? Which one am I on? Is it this one? Yeah, here we go. Here you can add some boxes there on the sides. It looks kind of nice. And then I'm going to just leave it standard for attachers. I don't know if that includes the ability to pull a fifth wheel or not or whatever, but we can always modify it later. For now, 3,500 and we're good to go. So we'll exit out, jump in our truck, and we can drive around. So I kind of already showed you that top part. We'll drive up there real quick. Um, to look at kind of that starting base for, how did I do that quite terribly? My goodness. We're starting off again with my great driving. All right, so here we go. We'll go up top here. You got to look out. This is kind of a good starting area. up here. The only problem is that base area is pretty tight, and logging equipment is pretty large. And we're going flying, and we're going to get stuck already. So, if we were to start up here, what we would definitely have to, I mean, we could put some stuff down up here, but if you look, it is really flat in here. So we definitely could log all of this and sell the logs, make some money, and have a larger area to put stuff, but it's really narrow. So you could put down a bunch of smaller buildings in a line, or you could try to squeeze in a big building. So that's one area we may think about investing. And then um, there are a couple others here near town. So you have to remember logging equipment is pretty expensive. So we see, and here's the train, and there's like, this is like one of the only places I found where there's a road that intersects with the train without gates, which is pretty interesting. So, but there is a fairly flat, grassy area right up here that um, we could buy. It's kind of pretty. It's right next to this little lakeish pond over here, and it's fairly large. Like if we take a look at the map, it's right here. It is area 42. Now there's no trees on it. Like so, if we were to start with 32, we'd also have to buy 33, and we would log all of this and kind of turn most of this flat area into our lot. Whereas with 42, it's way bigger, way more space. We can build all the buildings we need, plus have room for expanding when we need to expand. The same could be said about this next place I'm about to show. And you're asking, well, what type of places do we have to put down? What types of sheds? Well, I want to put down a workshop. I want to put down like a house and a garage. And then I want to put down, possibly a few other buildings to help make the gameplay a little easier. So it's hard to farm, or it's hard to log and do stuff. So here, this big corner piece here would be another area we could build up our yard. Um, it's right next to a sawmill, but again, it's nowhere near trees, right? So that is one area or another area. So that's our third area. So I am going to quickly do a jump cut and drive to the next area we need to be at. Um, so I will be right back. All right. So this is the next area. It's again a small area, it's smaller than the other area up top. But one of the neat things about it is, like, if we go over and show where it is on the map, it's way over here on the left, but it's close to a main road. It is close to this main road in here. It's really far away from this sawmill that we need to buy, but that doesn't really matter because where we buy logging land is kind of what matters. And you usually want to buy the logging land close to where you are. But this land is very expensive, $294, and as you can see, has a lot of trees. And so once we logged all of this area, you can see there's open area, and we could, maybe do some terraforming to get a nice little road, and we could build up a secondary area to put equipment and kind of make a big yard. We'd have to do a lot of terraforming. It'd be very expensive, and we wouldn't be able to do it all at once, which isn't the worst thing. But again, that is one of the choices. It's this area right here. Again, if we pop it, it's all here. Now you might be asking, what are some of these buildings? Like this here is a lookout tower. Lookout tower. There's quite a few lookout towers around the map. I visited all of them at one time. In fact, there's a collectible by one of them. I have not been to this lookout tower or whatnot. So, but there's pretty cool views. This map is a very pretty map to look at. That is one thing Giants did pretty well on this map. It is spectacular views. So, but again, it's a big area to log. Um, it is far away from the sawmill. And why does the sawmill matter? Well, one of the things we're going to buy is the sawmill, and we'll talk about that later, though. So that is one area. I'm going to hop in the truck, and we are going to then continue our drive up to the next spot we want to look at, which is kind of up in here. So I will see you when we get there. All right, so that brings us over to the other side of the map and the sawmill. So we have to buy this sawmill to produce the stuff needed for the roller coaster. So I thought, we could build on the sawmill grounds. The problem is you can't buy the sawmill land. Like, so all this area in here and all of this in here, like none of this stuff is usable, really. So my thought is I could park all of my equipment kind of in the open air, or maybe underneath some of it underneath the shed here, because it's a lot of wasted space. We could put a bunch of stuff in here, and maybe I could buy a piece of land that is one of these two parcels, which is parcel number 5 and parcel number 6, which has a lot of trees that can be logged. It's close to the sawmill, so it's really easy to get stuff there. The drawback is, though, like, even if I don't have any sheds, I still need to put a house or a mat or a trailer or something down. And like all of this land is so super hilly. Like there isn't really any flat area. And I know I can terraform and flatten stuff out and just do stuff, but I'm not good at terraforming. Plus, it costs extra money. Like even in here, like I could build like back in here. I don't even know if this is part of the property yet. See, it's not part of the property yet. I'm right along that property line. Like I think I have to be back in here, and maybe I could put a little house here or something. But it doesn't save our need for future expansion because we're gonna have to build an iron smelting plant, and we're gonna have to build a couple buildings that I don't want to spoil, but they'll help make gameplay easier. So, and I'm on console, so I can't really do like auto load or anything crazy like that. I would, but there are techniques. So even though I do have to buy the sawmill, like I could definitely store all my equipment over here, no problem. Keep it out in the rain. I don't care. Weather does not affect equipment in this game really. So that was my thought, but the land just didn't work out where I could at least place a couple buildings I do need to place. And I even started looking along land over here on the other side of the road or down this way. It's like 6 is all of this stuff here to the right. And look, like none of that is flat. I mean, there's a little bit of flatness over here that I might be able to squeeze a couple of buildings I need in. Right over here, possibly. But really, there's just not a whole lot of room here. But it is a viable option, right? Doing, 142 grand, which is more than like buying 42, which is 36,000, 41, which is 50,000. And then, of course, we would still need to buy some wooded areas, right? And it's definitely a lot closer to the sawmill if we did go that route, right? It would be this one right here, 215,000. I mean, that is a lot of money. So yeah, so it'd be a little bit more expensive to go this route. So again, I started thinking, well, maybe that's not the right answer. And so I turn around because I'm going the wrong way. So then I'm like, well, there's some more land this way. And it's somewhat flat, and we could definitely go this way. It's closer to the sawmill. Again, look, it's open here, and there's like a little area here, like you could put something, like maybe a sell point or something. Maybe dig into that hill or build up top, and do some flattening up this way after you cleared it. But at the end of the day, that area didn't work. And like as you keep going this way, we get closer to the edge of the map, and it is pretty flat. But again, it's just not flat, right? So like this spot was pretty flat, but again, it needs a lot of work. But this area could work for us, right? We could smooth it, we could clear it. And so if we take a look at this piece of land, it is 93,000. Not bad. We definitely have a lot of work to clear this area out and flatten it. But if you look at it, let's just pretend like the area that we can use is mostly this stuff on the right side of the river, but not the whole. When we compare the size of that to, say, um, over here with this, it's about the same size. I mean, it's a little bit more square, so that could be useful. But once you then start adding, like looking at 42 and the cost of 41, like these would to me speak more like, hey, we are a logging company. We're not just loggers. So to me, the choice is building something up small, up over here, um, or building something over here and being like, hey, we're a logging company that logs this whole area and just contracts in this whole area. Plus, with it being close to here, we can fit everything we want. Future expansion, we have a lot of wood around us we can log, which is what we'd probably do. If the money is right, I would have to calculate. So I'm basically set on buying something over in here, as my first two options, and then this would be my third option, with this being a close third as well. The reason I don't like this is because it's so, like, it's close, yes, to the sawmill, but it's so far away from everything we need to be doing in town, right? And it's also so far away from the other side of the map. Whereas this is almost, I mean, it's central. It's not central, but it is central. Plus, everything up here, other than the sawmill here, like these are sequoias up in here and stuff like that. I don't know if we'll ever get to logging that much. I do plan on taking down a lot of trees. I will try to replant them, but since I'm on the console, um, you have to take down a super lot of trees before you can start planting. It's not like on the PC. There is a tree limit per map, and this map is way over the tree limit. So we do have to do a lot of logging, which is nice because as we log through this area here, we'll only increase the size of our footprint where we can then do expansion. So what I'm thinking of doing, like I said, and if we go with 41, so like if we go with 42, it's just kind of a no-brainer to do 37 and 36. If we go with 41, we can kind of pick any parcels we want because it's not really near us. There are none really near us. Um, and I kind of want to stay away from 41 right away because it's by the farm fields, and um, when you build an iron factory, smelting factory, or whatever it is, pollution, kind of want to keep it away from the water. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud here. So that is kind of a tour of the map. I'm going to drive us through the downtown. I'm going to drive to the downtown, drive through the downtown. I'll do a little jump stop here. Oops, I went the wrong direction. I'm going to do a little jump cut to get us to the downtown, and that might be where we end up on this episode after doing a quick tour of the downtown. So I'll be back in a bit. All right, so this is kind of the start of the town area. We're more in the northern part of town. I think it looks really nice. I like the buildings are very kind of like what you would think you would see kind of more on the eastern coasts or the coastal woodsy areas, upper northwest of the states. There is off to the left here, there's a hotel. It's just a drop-off point. You can't like sleep here or anything. You pretend to, but we'll let that guy go by. And then there's some houses, and I could easily just drop like the doormat day timer thing on any one of these houses in town and call it a day, right? And then, leave all the equipment at the sawmill. But it's not what I want to do. So let's go ahead and make a left turn here. And then this will take us into what I call, I don't know if these streets actually have names, but I call this one like the Lakefront Drive, since it'll take us right down to Lakefront Drive. And then I'll circle back. All right, so down here this way, I don't know what all of these places are. Oh, it's a place where I can change my clothes. Look at that. But I like how these buildings look. I think we can make good use of them if we were doing like some sort of role play on this map. It's very rustic and pioneer, so it's probably more upper northwest part of the states. That's a production you can buy. So we just drive around. Now you see me go down that way, because down that way is, we keep going down that way, you run into the Yacht Maker. That's kind of the roller coaster up there. It's just a nice little cafe, gas station, stores off to the left. We go down this street, we have more productions. In fact, some of the productions that we probably will maybe buy if we have the money for it at the start or not. We have a fire department. So there's a furniture factory, and there's a cafe back there, fabric factory. This one makes woodworking things. So yeah, it's a nice little town. So I think I'm going to end the video right here. Let's go down this road, because we can go down this way. There's an alley back here where we can sell items to this cafe. Another little alley that comes out this way. Yeah, I think this is where I'm going to leave the episode. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the logging as break up from some of the farming as much as I do. I'm probably going to release a few Court episodes in a row, or a few Silverrun episodes in a row to get us kind of into it, and then get back on White and Court. So yeah, so let me know in the comments again what you think. Thank you for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Please give the channel subscribe if you are enjoying the content on the channel. And as always, have yourself a great day. Goodbye.